If you don't know Chainsaw Man by now, you would have to have been living under a rock, because the manga itself has taken over 2022 and this anime adaptation release has been arguably the most anticipated of the year. But I'm not here to talk about Chainsaw Man. I'm here to talk about a manga that was made by the same author of Chainsaw Man and what I believe to be Chainsaw Man before Chainsaw Man, kind of. Wait, before you think I'm crazy, hear me out. Now, what I mean by the first Chainsaw Man before Chainsaw Man, honestly, is made by the same author, and both are violent and fucking fucked up. Now, I'm talking about Fire Punch. Now that you know what I'm talking about, let me give you the synopsis. The world was turned by the Ice Witch into that of snow, starvation, and madness. Freezing people naturally seeked flame. The blessing that was bestowed upon Agni. Is it a hope? Or maybe a curse? Now, you might think, oh, that sounds pretty normal. Oh, he's a chosen one. Same old, same old. Until you read it, and his sister literally chops his arm off, and they give it to their grandma in the first chapter. Their grandma eats it. Now you might be thinking that's fucked up. It gets worse. So basically, Agni, the main character, or Agni, his deal is that he can regenerate. And they use his arms for survival. They eat his arms, they keep chopping them off over and over because he can regenerate. And they basically call these people gifted, or in Agni's case, firewood. So basically, this guy Doma pulls up in like a armored tank, and he's also gifted like Agni. His gift is basically fire. Fire that never extinguishes until he perishes. So this Doma guy, which is supposed to be like a servant to the king, basically finds out that these people are cannibals. He decides that these people just don't deserve to live anymore and just sets the entire village on fire. So Agni, surrounded by his village in ruins, charred, and everybody he loves and cares about around him just perished. But he's still alive, like I told you, he can regenerate. And he's just burning over and over and over. Like, his body, the flames aren't killing his body fast enough. So he's just seething in pain for 8 years until he starts to slowly regain feeling, basically. He starts to wiggle his fingers a little bit. Then he starts to crawl. Then after a while, he can finally withstand enough of the pain that he can start to walk. And that's how this shit starts off. And after burning alive for 8 years, he somehow gets buffer. That's just something I know. Now, after being able to walk and breathe again, Agni, our boy, walks into the distance and conveniently finds a camp where guys like Doma, servants of the king, so to speak, there's a camp. And if you thought they were like, okay, no. As soon as we see the camp, they're making people drink their fucking piss. And then a little kid looks at them funny and they decide to kill her. So, my bad, y'all. I'm looking over this and it's a him. Forgot. But luckily, we get redemption. When Ajin, very badass I might add, punches or rips, whatever, mandibles the guys in half and burn it alive. If you haven't noticed this far, this manga is not for the faint of heart. But its more popular counterpart, Chainsaw Man, isn't either. What can I say? I guess most of us are just suckers for gore and comeback stories. Fujimoto, you evil genius. Oh yeah, and by the way, this all happened in one chapter. It's the prologue. So, yeah, now that I gave you it, fly off into the sunset and watch this masterpiece of a manga. The Chainsaw Man before Chainsaw Man.